So, hello everyone, good morning to all. Today we are going to start our discussion on a very much important topic from GST officers and staff perspective. So, just confirm me once that my voice is audible in the chat box. Today we are going to start. So, yes, just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible. Okay, yes. So, today in this session, we are going to discuss about certain important concepts related to notice and order drafting techniques for the GST officers and GST staff. Okay. Although if someone else is going to watch this video, then this will be helpful for that person as well. Okay. Now, the point is that I am not going to take your much more time. Okay. I will conclude the session within 30 to 35 minutes or maximum in 40 minutes. But I just want your support that this session should be interactive. Okay. If you have any question, any doubt, any point related to anything which we are going to discuss in our today's session, then just comment me in the chat box so that I can take that query, take that question immediately. Okay. We'll discuss each and everything from practical perspective. Okay. I'm not going to discuss anything about theory. We'll discuss complete concept, complete things from the practical perspective only. I will also share this PDF file with all of you. Okay. So now, chat box is there. Chat box is open in front of me. If there will be any question, in that case, you may raise the question. The mode of communication of this session will be in English. Okay. We'll use certain examples in Hindi as well. Okay. Now, let's start our discussion. So first, to start the discussion, what type of notices are there? First, I need to understand this specific type of concept. Okay. So, because when I know that these type of notices are there in GST, in that case, I will be in a situation to provide, to prepare the order or to prepare the notice. So, what type of notices are there? First one, there may be a notice related to provisional assessment. Okay. In this session, I am not going to discuss about the definition of provisional assessment. I am just going to discuss about the segment where the notices are issued by the departmental authority and orders are prepared by the departmental authority. First is my provisional assessment. Second, which is most important, that is my ASMT 10. जैसे ही मैं ASMT 10 बोलता हूँ ना, आपको समझ गया होगा. जैसे ही मैंने ASMT 10 बोला, आपको समझ गया होगा कि सचिन is talking about the scrutiny of returns. Third one, I have assessment of non-return filers. That means Sachin has taken the registration, but Sachin is not going to file the GST returns. In that case, department has power to assess the liability of Mr. Sachin on the basis of the assessment which is there. That is assessment of non-return filers. Assessment of unregistered person. There may be a specific situation that means Sachin is liable to take the GST registration, but Sachin has not taken the GST registration. In that case, department has power to assess my liability based on the best judgment which is available with the departmental authority. Next, fifth, summary assessment. जब भी डिपार्टमेंट को ये लगता है, whenever there will be a specific situation, in that case department is of that view that there is certain revenue leakage at the end of Mr. Sachin Jain, or there will be a liability at the end of Mr. Sachin Jain. In that case, department will come up with the assessment, and that particular type of assessment will be called as summary assessment. And the last and most important, that is my business audit. Departmental audit, I can say audit under section 65 of CGST Act. So these type of scenario in which department has to issue the notices एंड द ऑर्डर। सो पहले हम लोगों ने ये समझ लिया कि किस सिनेरियो के अंदर डिपार्टमेंट को नोटिस इशू करने हैं और उसके ऑर्डर जनरेट करने हैं। फर्स्ट सिनेरियो दैट इज माय प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट, सेकंड सिनेरियो दैट इज माय स्क्रूटनी ऑफ रिटर्न्स, थर्ड सिनेरियो दैट इज माय असेसमेंट ऑफ नॉन रिटर्न फाइलर्स, fourth scenario that is my assessment of unregistered person, fifth summary assessment, and sixth one is my business audit, departmental audit under section 65 of the CGST Act. Okay, please be live. Recording version will not be available for you. Okay, so this is only for live. Also, one more request from my side, that if possible then just keep one pen and paper with you, so that if you found any specific and important point, you just need to prepare the notes of that particular point as well, so that you can use that aspect at the time of your practical handling the cases. Okay, now let's start our discussion one by one. So first, my provisional assessment. There is requirement to discuss this provisional assessment as well briefly. क्या मुझे प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट को भी ब्रीफली डिस्कस करना है क्या? जस्ट कमेंट में इन द चैट बॉक्स. Let's briefly discuss on this provisional assessment as well. So what is the situation whenever the taxable person or the taxpayer will not be in situation to determine the value and rate of a particular supply? Okay, taxable person or taxpayer is not able to determine the value or rate of a particular supply. In that case, that taxpayer has one option, that taxpayer can file an application to the departmental authority for the provisional assessment. Okay, in that case, departmental authority will provisionally assess the liability, provisionally assess the rate and value of that particular supply and decide the liability. Okay, now in this specific situation, first departmental authority will provisionally determine the liability, Okay, then after, within a specified time period, departmental authority has to determine the final liability. Departmental authority has to decide the final liability, or for determining that final liability, departmental authority has to issue a notice to the taxpayer that we have done your provisional assessment as on this specific date in the case of this and this matter. Now we want to do the final assessment because the timeline is expiring in very near future, so we just require certain documents. So for doing the final assessment, departmental authority has to issue the notice, and after getting the requisite document for doing that final assessment, departmental authority has to pass the order. और आज के इस सेशन में हम लोग जो भी बात करने वाले हैं ना, वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डिस्कस ऑन द नोटिस एंड ऑर्डर. ऑल्दो अगर मैं जस्ट एक ऑर्डर ड्राफ्टिंग की टेक्निक पे सेशन लेने की बात करूं ना, तो इट विल टेक अराउंड 8 to 10 आवर्स. ओके, 8 से 10 घंटे का एक पूरा वर्कशॉप होता है जिसमें हम लोग सारे के सारे ड्राफ्टिंग टेक्निक्स को सीख सकते हैं. बट in this session I am just going to brief you about the drafting and the notices. Okay, so in this specific situation, in this specific scenario, when provisional assessment has already been done by the departmental authority, now departmental authority is going to issue the notice for the final assessment, and after getting all the required documents for doing the assessment, the authority will pass the order. So what are the relevant component or content which should be part of this particular notice and which should be part of this order? That is what is the point of our discussion, and this provisional assessment will be covered under the section number 60 of the CGST Act. Now departmental authority will issue the notice for the final assessment. So in this case, what is the things which should be part of that notice for the final assessment. So first, demand the required invoices, because मैंने आपको बोला in case of that provisional assessment, taxpayer is not able to decide the value and the rate of a particular supply. So when departmental authority is going to finally assess the liability, in that case the foremost document which is required for doing the assessment is the invoices, because from that invoices departmental authority can get the idea about the HSN code of that particular product. Departmental authority can get the idea about the product. Departmental authority also can get the idea about the nature of that particular thing, so that departmental authority can easily decide the liability in that specific case. कई बार होता क्या है, when we are issuing the notices in case of assessment, in case of audit, हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो है डिफेक्टिव मान लेते हैं, या फिर हम लोग कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्स डिमांड नहीं करते हैं। ड्यू टू दैट, अगर हमारे पास में रिलेवेंट डेटा और रिलेवेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं होंगे, इन दैट केस दिस विल बी क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट टू पास द करेक्ट ऑर्डर. So your order will be completely based on the data collected by you. और हम जो ऑर्डर पास करेंगे उस ऑर्डर की लैंग्वेज बहुत ही प्रूफ होनी चाहिए, ताकि अगर वो केस अपील में जाए, अपीलेंट ट्रिब्यूनल के पास जाए, इन दैट केस ऑल्सो आवर ऑर्डर should be well proved. Okay. Demand the relevant product details so that you can easily decide the rate of supply and the value of supply. Okay, because आपको वो भी तो decide करना पड़ेगा, this particular supply is my composite supply, this particular supply is my mixed supply. If there is a multiple supplies there, in that case what will be the rate of GST applicable? All those things you just need to understand in this specific scenario. So there is requirement of invoices, there is requirement of product details, there is requirement of HSN code. Also, if there is any specific goods or services is there which is exempted or which is taxable at a lower rate or anything else, in that case we just need to take the circular. Okay, and also one more important document which is my rate notification. जो भी rate notification at the time of GST introduction, that is financial year 27 के अंदर जो भी रेट नोटिफिकेशन गवर्नमेंट ने इशू किए थे, यू जस्ट नीड टू टेक पार्ट ऑफ दैट रेट नोटिफिकेशन टू डिसाइड द रेट. तो when you will demand or when you will generate the notice, these things you just need to keep in your mind, related to invoices, related to product detail, related to HSN code wise detail, related to circular and related to notification. यहां तक everything is okay for you? Just confirm me once in the chat box. आपने नोटिस इशू कर दिया रिगार्डिंग द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. नाउ यू नीड टू इशू द सेकंड नोटिस, और उस नोटिस के अंदर आपको शोकोज नोटिस देना है SCN दैट based on our analysis, based on our analysis, on the basis of the documents submitted by you, because these documents are submitted by the taxpayer. So we just need to say to our taxpayer that these documents are submitted by you on the basis of your documents. Why this amount is not to be decided as your final assessment? अगर आपको उसमें कोई issue है, in that case you may provide one reply. Okay. So when we'll issue the notice, collect the data based on then final assessments related, I am going to issue the so-called notice. Then certain important facts are there which is also a very much important in this specific situation. If the matter is related to rate, then you just need to put the relevant rate notification with the calculation. So when you will prepare your show cause notice, when you will say that this amount we are going to decide as your final liability, okay, in that case you just need to provide the complete rate notification with the relevant calculation. वरना होता क्या है, आप सीधा अगर अमाउंट लिख करके उसको दे देते हो, why the amount of 20 lakh rupees is not to be decided as your final assessment. उस केस में डिपार्टमेंट टैक्स पेयर क्या करता है, काउंटर क्वेश्चन करता है, व्हाट इज द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ दिस, हाउ यू गॉट दिस पर्टिकुलर कैलकुलेशन, ऑल दोस थिंग्स आर देयर. सो व्हेन वी आर इशूइंग द सोकोज नोटिस, एट दैट टाइम if there will be any issue on account of rate, then we just need to ensure that all the relevant notification जिससे मैंने वहां पर रेट कंसीडर की है, जिससे मैंने वहां पर रेट कंसीडर की है, वो नोटिफिकेशन इज टू बी पार्ट ऑफ अवर SEN. Also, if there is certain calculation on the taxable value, then that calculation should be part of that particular SCN. And second, if that final assessment is on account of valuation, that means taxpayer was not able to decide the value of a particular supply, hence that person has applied for the provisional assessment. In that case, at the time of final assessment, you just need to refer section number 15. Whenever you will issue the SCN, you just need to include the part of section number 15, that is valuation. And also, if your valuation based on valuation rules, in that case you have to take the reference of rule number 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Whatever will be the scenario, you have to take the reference of the valuation rules as well. So, as we all know, there are two situations. In that case, provisional assessment application can be received. One is rate and दूसरा is valuation. So, whenever you will issue the show cause notice, in case of rate notification is required. Complete calculation of the rate is required. In case of valuation, there is reference of section number 15. And if you are going to calculate the value as per the valuation rules, in that case, the reference of various valuation rules and the calculation thereof is required. That should be part of your SCN. नहीं तो फिर होता क्या है, इफ वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड द कंप्लीट डिटेल्स, इफ यू जस्ट शो द अमाउंट इन योर नोटिस, इन दैट केस एट द टाइम ऑफ फाइलिंग ऑफ द अपील टू अपीलेंट अथॉरिटी, अपीलेंट ट्रिब्यूनल, टैक्स पेयर को एक और ग्राउंड मिल जाता है कि जो ऑर्डर भी उन्होंने इशू किया है, जो एससीएन भी दिया था, वो भी डिफेक्टिव था. सो दीज टाइम के इश्यूज हमारे को फ्यूचर में देखने को नहीं मिले. हेंस देयर इज रिक्वायरमेंट that we just need to provide the proper SCN to the taxpayer. Now, based on your complete analysis, based on your show cause notice, based on the reply received from the taxpayer, you just need to ready your order. Or when you will ready your order, when you will issue your order, at that time you just need to take care that your SCN para जो आपने शो कॉज नोटिस दिया था टैक्स पेयर को, that should be part of your order. कई बार क्या होता है, हम लोग उस SCN को जो है एक्सक्लूड कर देते हैं फ्रॉम ऑर्डर. So this is a wrong technique or wrong thing. Whenever we are preparing the order, we just need to ensure that the SCN PEDA, so cause notice related para, is to be there and is to be part of your order. Relevant calculation, whether related to rate or whether related to value, is to be there related to the relevant calculations. Relevant section का reference is वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड. बट कई बार क्या होता है, वेल ड्राफ्टिंग द ऑर्डर, हम लोग पूरी की पूरी सेक्शन को ही वहां पर कट कॉपी पेस्ट कर देते हैं. नो, वी जस्ट नीड टू प्रोवाइड द रिलेवेंट पैरा ऑफ द सेक्शन. कहीं ऐसा नहीं हो हम पूरी पूरी सेक्शन को कट कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हैं एट द टाइम ऑफ फाइलिंग ऑफ द अपील. इफ टैक्स पेयर इज गोइंग टू फाइल एनी अपील टू द अपीलेंट ट्रिब्यूनल, अपीलेंट अथॉरिटी, दे आर जस्ट गोइंग टू चेक योर ऑर्डर, और अगर वहां पर पूरी की पूरी सेक्शन का रेफरेंस दिया हुआ है तो दे गॉट कंफ्यूज्ड. और वो भी ये बोलेंगे व्हाई authority are not going to provide just the relevant provision of the section. So we just need to be very much careful that we'll provide the relevant provision of the section only. Relevant decision, if there will be any case study which is favorable to the departmental authority, you just need to provide the reference of that case study as well, and your decision at the final, you confirm the demand of this amount, that will be part of your order. So this is the part of your order. Your order should be drafted in this particular format. कई बार क्या होता है, you all are received certain formats as well from the higher authority regarding the orders, but you also need to confirm that ये सारी की सारी चीजें क्या पार्ट बन रही है क्या उस ऑर्डर के, और अगर उसमें कोई चीज डेफिशिएंट है, यू मे ऐड दीज थिंग्स एट योर एंड, so that at the time of further communication or further correspondence, these type of things can be used very easily. So this is my first thing, that is provisional assessment notice and order. Just confirm me once in the chat box that both these things related to the provisional assessment, the show cause notice, the notice and the order, is okay for you or not. I am expecting reply from each and everyone. Next, GST ASMT 10, that is my scrutiny of returns. Nowadays, department is coming with the SCN. Multiple type of SCNs are issued by the departmental authority to the taxpayer. Okay. Now the point is that उस SCN का जब मैं notice तैयार कर रहा हूं, when I am preparing the SCN related to the scrutiny of returns under section number 61 of the CGST Act, at that time I just need to ensure that all the component, all the points, all the relevant paras are there, and all the paras are the part of that show cause notice related to scrutiny of returns. Okay. हमने ये जो सेशन प्लान किया था वो केवल ऑर्डर्स की ड्राफ्टिंग से रिलेटेड ही प्लान किया था, बट फिर हम लोगों ने सोचा कि अगर केवल ऑर्डर्स के बारे में डिस्कशन किया और हमने नोटिस के बारे में डिस्कशन नहीं किया, देन आफ्टर उसको इंटरलिंक नहीं कर पाएंगे. हेंस वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस ऑन दैट नोटिस पार्ट एज वेल. नाउ फर्स्ट, योर एससीएन शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन द फैक्ट्स. Okay, if you are going to issue the show cause notice, if you are going to issue the show cause notice regarding scrutiny of returns on account of mismatch between GSTR 2B and 3B, GSTR 1 and 3B, on account of late fees, on account of interest, in that case just confirm once that your notice is based on the facts only. कई बार क्या होता है, लेट फीस के लिए वहां पर स्पेसिफिक सर्कुलर आया हुआ है, although tax authorities are going to issue the notice and they are going to raise the demand on account of that late fees. So you just need to be very much careful कि अगर किसी के लिए कोई स्पेसिफिक सर्कुलर, स्पेसिफिक notification is there, in that case that particular thing should not be part of your notice of your SCN. Okay. Or when you will raise any demand on account of difference between GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, GSTR 2B, in that case, proper reconciliation at your end should be provided to the taxpayer. Before issuing the SCN, just confirm the facts from the various circular and notification. कहीं वो exempt तो नहीं है, कोई specific date का extension तो नहीं आया, interest के लिए कोई relief तो नहीं आई है. We just need to confirm that fact as well. Put the relevant extract of the section with your finding. Suppose there is certain specific situation, in that case taxpayer has claimed the time input tax credit after the timeline of section 16 subsection 4. तो उसमें केवल आपको ये नहीं लिखना है कि टाइम पीरियड ऑफ नवंबर हैज ऑलरेडी बीन एक्सपायर्ड और उसके बाद में उसने इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट क्लेम की है, हेंस वी आर रेजिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर डिमांड. नो, we just need to take the reference of section number 16 subsection 4 as well. So your notice, make each and every para is completely based on the reference of these sections and provisions. Without section, we are not going to put any para in the particular show cause notice. Okay, so that when the taxpayer will file the reply to you, the taxpayer will also take the reference of that particular section, so that the order, the notice and the reply, all the things will be in a perfect way. In case of SCN, for difference between GSTR 3B, 2A, 2B, then just once confirm from the 9 and 9C related to the reconciliation, and then after pass the SCN, and then after issue the SCN. Because hota kya hai, I am just going to share with you one technical issue. Okay. Or on the basis of this technical issue, multiple appellant authorities have issued the favorable decision for the taxpayer. ओके उस समय होता क्या है कि क्या ये चीजें टैक्स अथॉरिटीज ने चेक नहीं की क्या. सो ये क्वेश्चन रेज होता है, हमारी इमेज कहीं ना कहीं पर वहां पर डाउन होने के चांसेस होते हैं. हेंस वी जस्ट नीड टू बी वेरी मच केयरफुल. व्हेन यू विल डाउनलोड द टेबल नंबर 8 फ्रॉम द GSTR 9 रिटर्न, there may be chances that whatever type of ITC showing in the table number 8 of the GSTR 9 return, when you will compare this table with the GSTR 2A return, there may be chances you will find certain differences for the same period, because both the sheets are system generated, but there may be differences between both these things. That means this table number 8 and the GSTR 2A, and the reason is your technical default. So whenever you will issue the SCN on account of difference between GSTR 2A, 2B and GSTR 3B, in that case just confirm that the difference is same in the text table number 8 or in the GSTR 9. कहीं ऐसा नहीं हो कि आप नोटिस इश्यू कर दो देन वो बोल दे कि आपके टेबल नंबर 8 के अंदर तो कुछ टेक्निकल इश्यूज है बट माय एक्चुअल इनपुट टैक्स रेट इज as per GSTR 2A. So first you need to confirm the difference between GSTR 2A and table 8. Although this reconciliation regarding we have one specific tool. Okay, I will also discuss about that tool at the end of this session. We have developed one specific tool for the reconciliation of input tax credit. We'll discuss on that as well. If you are asking for penalty, then just put the relevant section for penalty and relevant para of section number 73 and 74, because we know that whenever you will ask a penalty, डिड यू रिक्वायर दिस हाईलाइटेड पीडीएफ फाइल जिसमें मैं चार्ट बना रहा हूं, क्या आपको मेरी वर्किंग फाइल भी चाहिए क्या, सो दैट आई कैन शेयर दिस एज वेल विथ यू? इफ यू रिक्वायर देन कमेंट इन द चैट बॉक्स. If you are imposing the penalty on account of fraud or non-fraud cases, fraud कैसे काउंटर होगा? If there will be any material misstatement, there will be any fraudulent presentation, in that case penalty will be determined under section number 74. And if your case is related to non-fraud related, in that case penalty will be determined under section number 73. So when you will issue the show cause notice, at that time you just need to ensure that if you are issuing the penalty for fraud cases and non-fraud cases, in that case we just need to confirm that this is to be covered under section number 73 or 74. Or if there will be any linked details, in that case we have to provide the same. Okay, now while drafting your order, you just need to consider following thing. First, जो कि हमेशा सेम रहने वाली है, that is put the relevant para of the show cause notice. Second, put the relevant section and the provision of the law. If you are raising any demand on account of any section or any provision of law, और जो आप डिमांड रेज कर रहे हो वो कोई सेक्शन या फिर प्रोविजन उसको कंफर्म कर रहा है, in that case you just need to put the reference of that particular section and that particular provision. If there is any demand and for that demand there is any calculation, suppose there is a calculation of value, there is a calculation of place of supply, there is a calculation of time of supply related issues, in that case you just need to provide the calculation of that particular thing with your order, so that if there will be any further proceedings, then calculation may be checked through the order itself. And then after you have to generate the order and confirm your demand. So basically in each and every scenario, when you will draft the order, at that time first you have to take the para of SCN. Then if there will be any calculation, there will be any reference of section and provision. If possible, there will be any favorable decision or case study. And last, your order. That means confirmation of demand. Now, first thing जो हमने discuss की, that was my provisional assessment. Second was my scrutiny of returns. Third one, which is my assessment of non-return filers. Suppose I have taken the GST registration, but I am not going to file the GST return, whether it is my final return or whether it is my monthly return or annual return. In that case, department may make the assessment based on the data available with the departmental authority. But before issuing the order, departmental authority has to issue one so cause notice to me कि भैया आपकी हम ये लाइबिलिटी डिसाइड कर रहे हैं, क्यों ना आपकी ये लाइबिलिटी डिसाइड कर दी जाए. दीज आर द फैक्ट्स. सो what the things you need to consider while preparing your show cause notice, that is what is the important thing, and we'll discuss on that as well. Okay, so now First, you need to intimate the fact that taxpayer has not filed the return, that is final return or regular return. You just need to inform the period as well. Okay. You also need to inform the turnover कि आपने इस particular period का return file नहीं किया, but as per the data available with us, this is your turnover for the relevant period. So you just need to inform the turnover as well. खाली अगर आप ये दे देते हो इस period का आपने return file नहीं किया, hence we are going to provisionally assess or we are going to assess your liability on the basis of best data available with us. This is not a right way. You just need to inform that based on the data, based on the best information available with us, this will be your turnover for this relevant period, and on this turnover this should be your liability. So why this liability is not to be decided in your case. You also need to डिमांड द 26 एएस एंड इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न के अगर आप ये मानते हो कि ये इनकम आपकी नहीं है, देन यू जस्ट नीड टू प्रोवाइड द 26 एएस and IT return so that we can take the confirmation as well. So when you will issue your best judgment assessment under section 62, or you are demanding the or you are raising the demand in the same time when you will issue the show cause notice, you just need to demand certain further confirmation related documents as well. Check the data from e-invoice and e-way-bill, and if there will be certain findings are there, then just put the same with your show cause notice. Physically verify the place, and physical verification of the findings should be part of your show cause notice. You also need to demand the last year financials. Okay, or when you will demand the last year financial, whatever will be the closing stock during the last financial year, you just need to verify the same closing stock in the current financial year, because अगर कोई sales होगा तो वो closing stock वहां पर रहेगा नहीं, तो same closing stock should be there. So when you will issue the show cause notice, at the same time you just need to include this fact as well, that provide your last year financial statement, whatever will be the stock position, we just want to confirm the same from the current financial year. So how, when we are going to issue the show cause notice on account of section number 62, then we need to inform the fact, we need to inform the time period, we need to inform the turnover, we also need to demand certain documents in the SCN for proofing. और अगर आप ये documents within this particular timeline not submit करते हो, in that case your order will be passed on the basis of the best data available with us. Now, while drafting the order, what the important things that should be part of your order? So relevant para of the show cause notice हमेशा हम लोग include कर रहे हैं, कोई नई चीज इसमें नहीं है. Relevant para of section number 62 of CGST Act, that is my assessment of the non-return filers. Put your finding based on the document available with you and the data provided by the taxpayer. जो आपने फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट उससे डिमांड किए, जो आपने इन्वेंटरी की डिटेल उससे डिमांड की, जो भी डेटा आपने कलेक्ट किए और जो डेटा ऑलरेडी आपके पास में है जिसके बेसिस पे आप नॉन रिटर्न फाइलर्स का असेसमेंट कर रहे हो, बोथ द डेटा यू शुड प्रोवाइड इन योर ऑर्डर. Okay, you just need to provide in your order that these documents we have demanded from the taxpayer, and taxpayer submitted the document, and based on the analysis of the document, that is what is the turnover of that particular person for this relevant period, and on this particular turnover this will be the tax liability, this is interest, this is penalty. Conclusive remarks you should provide and relevant section, that means you are going to raise the demand under section 73 or 74, fraud cases 74, non-fraud cases 73. Accordingly you have to decide your penalty and interest implications. If there will be any favorable judgment, in that case put the reference of the favorable judgment. This is my assessment of non-return filers, and this will be part of your order. So be careful, very much careful, that these things are required which should be part of your order. कई बार हम लोग मिस कर जाते हैं. At the end I will also provide you one chart that what the things we should include in your order in each and every scenario. Okay, I have colorful charts, so I will provide you that chart as well for your reference, so that you can put that chart in your office. Whenever you will provide any reply, whenever you will prepare any reply, you just need to go through with that chart that these things we have already covered. Next, section number 63 of the CGST Act, assessment of unregistered person. Suppose my turnover is exceeded the specific limit which is there in GST, but I have not taken the GST registration. In that case, departmental authority have the power to assess my liability based on the data available with the departmental authority, and that type of assessment will be called as the assessment of unregistered person. Now, when they will issue the show cause notice, then what type of things should be part of your notice? फर्स्ट यू नीड टू पुट द रिलेवेंट एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ द सेक्शन नंबर 63. सो एक चीज तो कंफर्म हो गई, जब भी मैं नोटिस इशू करूंगा, शोकोज नोटिस इशू करूंगा, एट दैट टाइम आई जस्ट नीड टू एंश्योर दैट द रिलेवेंट एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ द सेक्शन रिलेटेड टू दैट नोटिस आई जस्ट नीड टू इंट्रोड्यूस फर्स्ट. After that, you need to provide the reason that why you are doing the assessment of that person as unregistered person. You just need to provide the reason that based on the data available with us, we found that your turnover crossed the limit of 20 lakh rupees. Hence, we are going to assess your case as the assessment of unregistered person. So we'll provide the reason as well, because if you will not provide the reason in your show cause notice, so at the time of filing appeal to appellant authority, appellant tribunal, they may ask to the departmental authority regarding this particular factor. You need to carefully provide the calculation of turnover with relevant definitions. If the turnover is exempted, the turnover is taxable, the turnover non-GST supply. So you have to provide the complete calculation of the turnover. In case of liabilities due to RCM, in that case, you need to ask that why the taxpayer is not taking the GST registration. सपोज यू आर रेजिंग द लाइबिलिटी ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ आरसीएम ओनली. आपने चेक किया कि उसने उतनी सारी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की सर्विसेज ले रखी है कि वो बंदा आरसीएम में टैक्स पे करने के लिए लाइबल है, बट दैट पर्सन इज नॉट पेड द टैक्सेस अंडर रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म. इन दैट केस, व्हेन यू विल इशू द शो कॉज नोटिस, यू आल्सो नीड टू प्रोवाइड और put that particular fact that you have take the services regarding the transportation from this person, and hence you are liable to pay the reverse charge mechanism. So why you have not taken the GST registration, and as per the data available with, this should be your liability. Will also demand the relevant documents, that is sales register, purchase register, 26AS, drafted financial statement, and also will check the thing from the banking records, because when you will issue that particular type of assessment ka notice, show cause notice, you may ask certain documents. So purchase, sales, 26AS, you may demand the bank statement. Through the bank statement, you can easily analyze the routing of the funds. So that is what is the important part which should be part of your show cause notice. So whenever you will issue the show cause notice, you just need to confirm that these paras should be part of your show cause notice. Now, when you will prepare the order, you just need to ensure that relevant para of the SCL should be part of your order. Section number 63 ka reference should be there. Your complete finding and the documents on which you are saying that this is the liability. So, aapki finding plus the documents submitted by the taxpayer, both ko club karke you have to raise your demand and you have to provide the things in your order. You need to provide the conclusive remarks and the relevant section and provisions, the favorable judgment and reference, that is fraud ka case or non-fraud ka case. So penalty will be decided as per section number 73 or 74. So when you will draft the order, in that case, order under 62, 63 and 64 will be same. Okay, मतलब same pattern उसका होता है. अभी हमने discuss किया था ना 62 का. The same pattern will be applicable in case of section number 63, and when we'll check the section number 64, same pattern will be there. So itna hum logon ne kiya hai. Just confirm me once that the provisional assessment, the scrutiny of returns, the assessment of unregistered person, the assessment of non-return filers related concept is okay for you or not. Just confirm me once in the chat box. Because yeah, you all are investing your Sunday. Are you enjoying the session? Now, summary assessment. Summary assessment will be in case whenever departmental authority is in view that हमको इसका assessment कर लेना चाहिए, और if we are not going to do the assessment of this particular person, in that case there may be chances of revenue loss to the government. Okay, in that case they may come up with the summary assessment. So summary assessment will be in case whenever there is a revenue loss to the government. ऐसा लगता है उसको कि if we are not going to take the case for the scrutiny and for the assessment, in that case there may be chances of the revenue loss to the government, hence we have to do this summary assessment. So that will be called as a summary assessment, and in that case also they will issue the show cause notice, and in that show cause notice they will demand following documents, that is financial assessment, that is various reconciliation, nature of transaction, valuation methodology, time of supply, invoicing mechanism and compliances part. Because summary assessment में that person is liable to take the GST registration, उसने GST registration भी दे रखा है, रिटर्न भी फाइल कर रहा है, ऑडिट भी हो रही होगी. ओके, सो बस मेरे दिमाग में एक डाउट है, एज अ डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी आई हैव दिस पर्टिकुलर डाउट कि यार उस बंदे में कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ है, और अगर उसका असेसमेंट किया जाए तो कुछ ना कुछ रेवेन्यू लीकेज निकल करके सामने आएगी. इन दैट केस आई मे इशू द शो कॉज नोटिस एंड आस्क द फॉलोइंग डॉक्यूमेंट्स, दैट मींस प्रोवाइड योर फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, वेरियस रिकंसिलिएशन, नेचर ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस. सो जब मैं इसका नोटिस इश्यू करूंगा ना, एट दैट टाइम आई जस्ट नीड टू डिमांड द डॉक्यूमेंट्स फर्स्ट. So this is the list of documents which you need to demand in case of summary assessment. When you will issue the order, in that case relevant extract of the notice should be part of your order. Then after you have to provide the relevant calculations regarding your demand. Your calculations should always be on account of your demand. सपोज आपने वैल्यूएशन के पार्ट पे कोई डिमांड निकाल दी, प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई के रॉन्ग डिटर्मिनेशन के पार्ट पे कोई डिमांड निकाल दी, यू हैव रेज वन डिमांड ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, इन दैट केस द कंप्लीट कैलकुलेशन ऑफ दैट शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ योर ऑर्डर, relevant section and provision and the judgment. So basically whenever I will prepare the reply or whenever I will pass the order, one common thing is there: extract of notice, section and provision, calculation, judgments. These things are the mandatory part of your order. Okay, बाकी क्या क्या होने चाहिए वो हम लोगों ने अलग अलग सिनेरियो में डिस्कस किए, पर these should be the part of your order. Now we'll discuss about the most important, most crucial, which is my departmental audit, business audit. Okay, under section number 65. So in this business audit, departmental audit, you have to first issue the notice, that is ADT 01. और उसमें मुझे आपके साथ एक चीज ये डिस्कस करनी है, what the documents required to demand in the ADT 01. Okay, I am just going to share with you the tentative list that these type of documents you should demand in your ADT 01. और अगर यहाँ पर कोई प्रोफेशनल ये वीडियो देख रहा है, in that case उसको जब भी ऑडिट आए, these documents should be provided to the departmental authority. First is my GST registration certificate. You need to demand the GST registration certificate so that you can easily identify the principal place of business and additional place of business, PPOB and APOB. You need to demand the brief note on the business activities so that you can get the idea about the nature of that particular industry. Tax audit report so that you can analyze the financial statement and the 3CD, because when you will do the audit, the analysis of financial statement plays a very important crucial role in determining the revenue leakage, in determining the compliances, in determining the internal control. Okay, so this tax audit report plays a very important role. Various reconciliations, that is my GSTR 3B, GSTR 1 books का input and output. You need to demand the sales register, purchase register, income ledger, expenditure ledger, so that you can check the applicability of GST, reversal of the input tax credit. RCM ledger, age wise creditors, so that you can easily determine the 180 days wala payment wala rule. Partnership deed in case of partnership form, item wise purchase summary. So these things should be your documents you should demand while doing the डिपार्टमेंटल ऑडिट, बिजनेस ऑडिट. और मेरा ये मानना है अगर आप ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स डिमांड कर लोगे, इन दैट केस योर ऑडिट विल बी इन अ वेरी स्मूथ वे. नाउ व्हेन यू विल ड्राफ्ट द ऑर्डर, you just need to indicate these things, and these things should be part of your order. First, you just need to introduce the nature of the entity and business proceedings, so that अगर कभी अपीलेंट ट्रिब्यूनल, अपीलेंट अथॉरिटी में भी जाना हो, तो बेस्ड ऑन योर ऑर्डर दे कैन डिसाइड दैट व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री, व्हाट इज द बिजनेस एक्टिविटीज दैट कैन बी कैरिड आउट बाय दिस पर्टिकुलर बिजनेस एक्टिविटी. देन यू नीड टू शो द डिमांड अमाउंट बेस्ड ऑन योर ऑडिट. ओके कि भैया मेरी ऑडिट के बेसिस पे दिस इज द कंप्लीट डिमांड. ओके, आपने एक बार कंप्लीट डिमांड वहां पर शो कर दी, दिस इज माय कंप्लीट डिमांड. देन आफ्टर यू नीड टू शो द पैरा वाइज ऑडिट ऑब्जर्वेशन. फर्स्ट पैरा रिलेटेड टू डिफरेंस बिटवीन 3B and 1, सेकंड पैरा रिलेटेड टू डिफरेंस बिटवीन 3B and 2B, third para difference between the RCM payable, fourth para on account of ineligible input tax credit, fifth para on account of there is non reversal of payment, non-reversal of ITC on account of non-payment to the supplier within 180 days. So you just need to present the para. और जब आप para present करोगे, at that time most important thing is that with each and every para you just need to provide the reference of relevant section, and if there will be any judgment, then that judgment should be part of your para. If there will be any provision, we have to provide. If there will be any calculation part related to valuation, related to ineligible input tax credit, then we'll prepare the para. At the same time, we just need to submit the calculation part as well, so that para strong हो जाएगा. अगर आप para नहीं दे रहे हो, पैरा के साथ में कोई कैलकुलेशन पार्ट नहीं दे रहे हो, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू अटैच एनी एनेक्चर फॉर द कैलकुलेशन, इन दैट केस वो ऑर्डर आपका इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा. आपके पैरा के साथ में ही आपको कैलकुलेशन सबमिट करनी है. यू हैव टू सबमिट द कैलकुलेशन विद द पैरा ओनली. Also, you need to provide the reference of relevant section for the penalty and demand implication under section number 73 and 74. If the fraud cases is there, section number 74 will be applicable. If non-fraud cases will be there, section number 73 will be applicable. If your order is based on various circulars, in that case, that circular reference should be there, but सर्कुलर का रेफरेंस भी आपको पैरा में ही डालना है. There is no requirement to additionally any attached circular. That means when you will prepare the para for a specific liability, तो उस पैरा से रिलेटेड मेरी जो भी सेक्शन है that should be part of that particular para. अगर कोई जजमेंट है that should be part of that particular para. If there will be any circular, that should be part of your para. If there will be any notification, that should be part of your para. So all these things should be part of your para. Separately कोई भी annexure वहां पर देने की requirement नहीं है. There is no requirement to provide any separate annexure. Then after special point में you just need to confirm demand ID and order ID. कई बार order ID आप जो order में लिखते हो और जो system में put किए, there may be mismatch. In that case, if the taxpayer wants to file the appeal, in that case that file will not be filed on the GST and common portal due to mismatch in the order ID and demand ID. Okay, so whenever you will put the order ID and demand ID on your order, in that case the same should be reconciled with the system. Or when you will take the case under section 73 or 74, then just provide your reason for taking the case for section 73 or 74. If you are covering the case under section number 74 due to any fraud, in that case you just need to provide the complete reason of that fraud or reason of your belief that this is a fraud. Because होता क्या है, कई बार departmental authorities directly going to issue the order under section number 74. इन दैट केस टैक्स पेयर विल फाइल द अपील एंड वो वहां पर पूछता है कि व्हाई डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी हैज कंसीडर्ड दिस केस अंडर सेक्शन नंबर 74। फिर आपके पास में अपीलेंट अथॉरिटी से नोटिस आता है कि व्हाई यू हैव कंसीडर्ड दिस केस अंडर सेक्शन नंबर 74। और अगर वहां पर कुछ इश्यूज होते हैं, इन दैट केस देयर मे बी सर्टेन टिपिकल सिचुएशन फॉर अस, so to save ourselves, this is an important point, and this is also my request. Whenever you will draft the order and you will raise the demand under section number 73 or 74, so whatever will be your reason for the demand, you just need to put the reason related to section number 73 and 74. So हम लोगों ने सेक्शन नंबर 60 से स्टार्ट किया था रिलेटेड टू प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट, सेक्शन नंबर 61 स्क्रूटनी ऑफ रिटर्न, सेक्शन नंबर 62 असेसमेंट ऑफ नॉन रिटर्न फाइलर्स, सेक्शन नंबर 63 असेसमेंट ऑफ अनरजिस्टर्ड पर्सन, सेक्शन नंबर 64 समरी असेसमेंट, सेक्शन नंबर 65 व्हिच विल बी बिजनेस ऑडिट, डिपार्टमेंटल ऑडिट। इन सब के केसेस में while issuing the notices, what the thing which we need to be very much careful, and while issuing the order, what the thing which we need to be very much careful. If you have any question, any doubt, any point, I just required your queries in the chat box. Also there is a big problem that how we can reconcile departmental authority के लिए एक सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है कि कैसे हम लोग 2B और बुक्स की इनपुट को रिकंसाइल करें, because nowadays from January 2022 the input tax credit should be reconciled with the GSTR 2B. So this is the responsibility on the tax authorities that to reconcile the input tax credit. कई बार जो टैक्स पेयर आपको रिकंसिलेशन प्रोवाइड करवाता है, चांसेस है कि उसमें कुछ मैनिपुलेशन हो सकते हैं, और खुद से रिकंसिलेशन के लिए शायद कोई ऐसी टूल या फिर टेक्निक जीएसटीएन कॉमन पोर्टल पर अवेलेबल नहीं है. सो विद दैट पर्सपेक्टिव वी हैव एन स्पेसिफिक टूल. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू ब्रीफ यू अबाउट दैट टूल विद इन नेक्स्ट 3 to 4 minutes, but this is my request to you that if you have any question, any query, then please ask that query in the chat box, and if the concept is clear in your mind, then just put okay or yes in the chat box. This is the helpline number. If you have any question, any doubt, any query in future, you may connect with this number. Okay, they will give you relevant time, reasonable time, and will connect with you definitely for your any query, for your any question. Okay, now I am just going to brief you about our input reconciliation tool. Okay, this tool is specifically designed for the GST officers and the departmental authority as well. Through this tool, you can easily reconcile the input tax credit of GSTR 2B and the books of accounts. With reconciliation, you can easily identify certain relevant issues of your audit. Okay, that means आप इस टूल को अपनी ऑडिट में भी काम में ले सकते हो. ये आपको कुछ इंडिकेशन दे देगा कि यहाँ पर कुछ इश्यू है या फिर नहीं है इस पर्टिकुलर और स्पेसिफिक केस में. ओके, सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू ब्रीफ यू अबाउट दैट स्पेसिफिक टूल एज वेल. So here is the period. You just need to select the period from here. जिस पीरियड का आपको 6 मंथ का रिकंसिलेशन चाहिए, 1 ईयर का रिकंसिलेशन चाहिए, 5 ईयर का रिकंसिलेशन चाहिए, you just need to select the period here. ये टूल काम कैसे करता है? सो यू जस्ट नीड टू डाउनलोड GSTR 2B फ्रॉम द GSTN कॉमन पोर्टल फॉर द रिलेवेंट पीरियड. जिस भी पीरियड का आपको चाहिए, यू जस्ट नीड टू डाउनलोड द GSTR 2B एंड यू जस्ट नीड टू टेक द GSTR 2 जनरेटेड फ्रॉम द क्लाइंट सॉफ्टवेयर. उन दोनों GSTR 2B डाउनलोडेड फ्रॉम द GSTN कॉमन पोर्टल एंड GSTR 2 जो आपने क्लाइंट से लिया है उसको एक फोल्डर में पुट करना है. ये टूल अपने आप वहां से डेटा को फेच कर लेगा एंड बेस्ड ऑन द डेटा ये आपको रिकंसिलेशन बना करके दे देगा. ये आपको केवल रिकंसिलेशन ही नहीं, कुछ इंटरनल कंट्रोल की इंफॉर्मेशन भी देने के लिए एफिशिएंट है. नाउ जो आपने वहां पर एक्सेल फाइल रखी है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको यहाँ पर पीरियड सेलेक्ट करना है. सपोज आपने 2 मंथ की रखी है, 5 मंथ की रखी है, 6 मंथ की रखी है, 1 ईयर की, 2 ईयर की. यू जस्ट नीड टू सेलेक्ट द टाइम पीरियड. नाउ जैसे ही आप टाइम पीरियड सेलेक्ट कर लोगे, उस पीरियड में कितनी इनवॉइसेज है वो आपको बता देगा. टोटल मैच इनवॉइस है 808, टोटल नॉट इन पार्टी है 152, टोटल नॉट इन पोर्टल है 126 इनवॉइसेज. 160 ऐसी इनवॉइसेज है जिसमें इनवॉइस नंबर मिसमैच है, 24 ऐसी इनवॉइसेज है जिससे इनवॉइस डेट मिसमैच है, तो आप टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो। इनवॉइस नंबर मिसमैच से आप इंटरनल कंट्रोल देख सकते हो। सो प्राइमा फेसिया ही उसने आपको बता दिया कि इतनी सारी चीजें हैं जो यहाँ पर मिसमैच है। अब आपको ये आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि किसमें इनवॉइस डेट मिसमैच है। सो यू जस्ट नीड टू सेलेक्ट हियर इनवॉइस डेट मिसमैच। जो भी यहाँ पर इनवॉइस डेट की मिसमैच वाली इनवॉइसेस होंगी दैट विल बी देयर, आपको यहाँ पर शो हो जाएगी। इनवॉइस नंबर मिसमैच आपको देखना है, यू जस्ट नीड टू क्लिक ओवर इनवॉइस नंबर। 160 इनवॉइसेस है जिसमें इनवॉइस नंबर मिसमैच है, वो भी यहाँ पर शो हो जाएगी। आपको देखना है इनवॉइस वैल्यू किसमें मिसमैच है, तो आप जैसे ही आप यहाँ पर क्लिक करोगे और अगर कुछ मिसमैच होगा वो यहाँ पर शो हो जाएगा। इफ देयर विल बी एनी मैच, इन दैट केस मैच इनवॉइसेस विल बी देयर। कुछ इनवॉइसेस ऐसी हैं जो जीएसटीआर 2B में शो हो रही है लेकिन पार्टी ने क्लेम नहीं किए, तो वो यहाँ पर शो हो जाएगी। कुछ इनवॉइसेस ऐसी हैं जो पार्टी ने क्लेम कर ली है लेकिन 2B में नहीं है, दैट इज माय इनएलिजिबल इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट, रॉन्गली अवेल्ड इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट, वो भी यहाँ पर इजीली आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएगी। और अगर कोई टैक्स के अमाउंट में मिसमैच है, आईजीएसटी था मेरा 30,000 एज पर 2B, उसने 32,000 क्लेम कर लिया, इन दैट केस उससे रिलेटेड भी यहाँ पर शो हो जाएगा। और टोटल नंबर भी आपको यहाँ पर शो होंगे कि मिसमैच में 25 है, इनवॉइस वैल्यू मिसमैच में 0 है, इनवॉइस नंबर मिसमैच में 160 है। ये तो हो गया आपका रिकंसिलेशन वाला पार्ट। नाउ अब मेरे को तो चाहिए कंसोलिडेटेड कि भैया इसके टोटल आईटीसी एलिजिबल कितनी है, इन एलिजिबल कितनी है, तो वो भी आपको बताएगा। यहां पर एक पैनल बना हुआ है, दिस इज माय कंसोलिडेट अपडेट। as soon as you will click on the consolidate update, this reconciled data will be there। वो आपको बता देगा कि टोटल 14,000 रुपीज है जो नॉट इन रिकॉर्ड्स है, टोटल 1,72,000 है जो नॉट इन रिकॉर्ड्स अंडर CGST है, अंडर नॉट इन पोर्टल टोटल 10,000 है जो पोर्टल पे नहीं आई है। नाउ दिस इज माय कंसोलिडेट अपडेट। नाउ अगर आपको कुछ एनालिसिस करना है कि यार कहीं ये बंदा एक सिंगल ही पार्टी से परचेस तो नहीं कर रहा है, कहीं इसकी फेक इनवॉइसिंग तो नहीं है कि सिंगल ही पार्टी से परचेस कर रहा है, तो मैं यहाँ पर पार्टी का क्वांटम भी जान सकता हूं। ओके, सो हियर इज द कंप्लीट लिस्ट ऑफ पार्टीज फ्रॉम whom दिस पर्टिकुलर टैक्सपेयर हैज बॉट द गुड्स। अब मुझे ये पता करना है कि यार इसका जो सबसे बड़ा सप्लायर कौन है, सो दैट आई कैन इजीली आइडेंटिफाई एंड ट्रैक दैट क्लाइंट एज वेल, कि कहीं वो फेक इनवॉइसिंग में तो डील नहीं कर रहा है, कहीं केवल पेपर ट्रांजेक्शन ही नहीं हो रहा है। तो मुझे मिला ऋषभ इंपेक्स से उसने सबसे ज्यादा क्वांटिटी में माल बाय किया है, गुड्स बाय किया है। सो आई जस्ट नीड टू क्लिक ऑन दिस ऋषभ इंपेक्स, ऑल द इनवॉइसेस फॉर द स्पेसिफिक पीरियड ऋषभ इंपेक्स की होगी वो यहाँ पर नीचे आ जाएगी। सो यू कैन इजीली ट्रैक दैट ऋषभ इंपेक्स की इनवॉइसेस एंड टोटल नंबर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स भी आ जाएंगे। नाउ संभव टेक्सटाइल का देखना है, यू जस्ट नीड टू क्लिक ऑन संभव टेक्सटाइल, टोटल 134 परचेज इनवॉइसेज आर देयर, वैल्यू इज देयर, एंड उसकी सारी की सारी इनवॉइसेस भी वन क्लिक में आपको नीचे शो हो जाएगी। SS फैशन, you just need to take on this। okay, now if you just want to check the internal control of the party, आपको तो केवल इंटरनल कंट्रोल चेक करना है, इन दैट केस दिस चार्ट फैसिलिटी इज आल्सो देयर, बेस्ड ऑन द डेटा सबमिटेड ओवर दैट फोल्डर this chart will be prepared। Orange means match, so here maximum orange are there, that means internal control is perfect। okay, because all the things are match, but if there is blue, in that case that means invoice number mismatch। okay, if there is any other signal is there, in that case the reason of that difference is also there। तो आपको यहाँ पर इस चार्ट को देखते ही आइडिया लग जाएगा कि मुझे कहां पर फोकस करना है, कौन सी चीज मुझे चेक करनी है, so that while doing the GST audit and assessment of a particular client you can easily do this exercise through this tool। okay, so this is just a information from my side। if you want to know more about this specific tool, in that case you just need to connect over this mobile number, you can easily connect over this 94602 36167, you just need to text over this number today। due to this session we have special discount on this tool as well। okay, so if you want to know more about this specific tool, in that case you just need to connect over this WhatsApp number so that the remaining details will be provided by the staff। okay, and this tool is a guaranteed tool, आपको 100% ये काम आएगा, 100% यूज आएगा, and this is lifetime valid tool and you can take each type of support from our team for this specific tool। so in our today's session we have discussed about certain important things related to the notice drafting and the order drafting techniques, what the things should be part of your notice, what the things should be part of your order। so if you have any query then please put the query in the chat box, if there will be no any queries pending, in that case I just require request everyone to provide your valuable feedback in the chat box. Although you will receive this PDF file over your WhatsApp number, you will receive one feedback link as well. And I must suggest, if you want to automate your reconciliation, whether you are a GST officer or whether you are a professional, you just need to one time use this specific tool. Okay, demo is free. You can also take the demo from our staff. They will provide you the demo as well. Also, this is a very good tool for the reconciliation of the input tax credit. So if you have any question, then please put the same in the chat box. If no question is pending, in that case, please provide your valuable feedback for the session. I am just requesting everyone to provide your valuable feedbacks. And on every Sunday, we have one free webinar for 30 to 45 minutes for knowledge enhancement. Okay, so please be part of that webinar. Every Sunday we have webinar, 30 to 35 minutes. Within a short span of time, we'll cover one specific topic. Okay, for that purpose, you may join our YouTube channel or our WhatsApp channel as well. On our WhatsApp channel, we'll share the details related to the free webinar. Okay, I am just providing you the link for our WhatsApp channel. You may join the same. Okay, on this particular WhatsApp channel, I am just providing you the link of our WhatsApp channel, so that on this WhatsApp channel will provide our details of free webinar on each and every Sunday. Okay, so just thank you everyone for your valuable feedbacks. Thank you for your response. So enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for your time. संडे को आपने इतना टाइम दिया और बहुत ही पेशेंसफुली हम लोगों ने लर्न किया. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर द सेशन. थैंक यू जॉइनिंग on this Sunday. Next Sunday we'll meet with a new topic. Okay, so and if you want to take the demo of this tool, in that case, WhatsApp number is there. You just need to text over this number. Okay, today most probably company has a special discount due to this webinar, so you may connect over this WhatsApp number for the demo of this tool, and you may take this tool, okay, for your office, for your departmental purposes. So thank you everyone for joining with us. We'll meet you soon in the next session on next Sunday. Bye bye. Good day.